Welcome back to the first half in the Blister Room with me and my mates. It's been a while, we're back. We just thought we'd get Christmas out of the way. Little thing called New Year, we'd do another episode. So we thought tonight we'll talk about, for starters, New Year. As 2025 has just come to a close, we could discuss what we enjoyed the most about collecting in 2025 and what we're looking forward to collecting in 2026. So let's start with the 2025. I'll go with Dan to border first. Give me some highlights then. We'll give you like a couple of your favourite bits that you've got from 2025 and anything you've enjoyed that surrounds the hobby and the collection.
So this is a really hard one because I've picked up loads of stuff and I'm looking at all the sachets and everything. But to start with, I think the trade figures have got to be I think they're my favourite. I mean, they're just. I remember us sitting around and I was about to go out to the. For those that don't know, I'm an assistant principal in a secondary school, and I was about to go out to the Year 13 prom and stand on the door and stop the drunk students from coming in. And we were sitting there, and we're like, right, guys, we're going to bid on this. Let's go for it. And we just missed out on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we got the amazing news a couple of hours later. There's one available, and if you want it, you can have it. So to actually get that in my hand and to still have it, it's still a bit of a weird one for me because I can't believe we got it. So yeah, in terms of figures, there's those two there, and then of course I know that we're going to talk about the convention another time because that's in itself a whole episode. But getting this at the convention, I think, is probably a highlight as well, and it just edges the Pro Stars ones. But it's just because I'd never seen it. Never seen
I
it
remember,
anywhere.
Dan, can I just jump in? I
it there.
remember seeing you get it, and you literally was like holding it, you were cradling it like a baby, and you come past me and you were like, Gaz, look at this! And I was like, what is it? Oh my God! That was incredible.
I didn't even haggle the price. I was like, I'm not even arguing with you. Take my money. You've got it. It was, yeah. So those are probably my favourite Corinthians. Obviously, the convention's the highlight. Nothing's going to top the convention for the collecting. So I won't go into great detail now, but that was just an unbelievable day that I still look back on and go, did we really do that? That still is still for me. It's like, my God, did that actually happen? So that I think is my favourite Corinthian memory of 2025, definitely.
Nice. No, mate, both of them. Well, all three of those things, mate, perfect, I think. We're probably going to hear all of us echoing that. But let's go to Sam anyway. Sam, what was your favourite pieces you picked up? And what was your favourite Corinthian hobby moment, let's call it?
Yeah, as Dan said, highlight is obviously the convention. It was such a good day, weekend, etc. So I don't need to go on any more than that because we'll probably cover it, or we could go on for hours covering it, couldn't we? I haven't got them to hand, but my best figures of last year probably would be my Viali away at WH Smith's.
Nice.
Got that through Dave, the legend that is Dave, and then through Frank, another legend in the group. He sorted me out with the Series 1 and Series 2 CDUs. Which was great to get my hands on, and then to be fair, I just made good inroads with micro stars that I collect. Just again picking up like Japan series, Italy series that you just never think you're going to get your hands on, and just pick them up from time to time. So yeah, it's quieting down a little bit. I've not brought much, admittedly, in 2025 compared to the other sort of years since getting right back into it, but it was probably a year of quality rather than quantity, shall we say?
Yeah, but then that's probably like we were just talking about then, because our lists get smaller. The stuff that we're actually after is harder to obtain.
Yeah.
So it takes longer to get it, and sometimes you don't see it for 2 or 3 years, and then you suddenly get 3 or 4 pop their heads up at once, don't they?
Absolutely.
So yeah, keep your eye out, and you might be. How many micro stars do you reckon you need roughly, just off the top of your head?
The needs a difficult one because there's 11,000 different figures if you include all the base colours, but I only collect, with all of my collections, headliners, pro stars, micro stars, I do stick to a strict I only collect certain series.
Yeah.
So sticking to them series, it's not many. It's probably low free figures, maybe like 100 odd or something like that.
Oh,
But
that's a lot, though.
it is a lot. I mean, I've probably got a couple of thousand. I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's the problem. It's just so many to get. That
Tell you
you
what,
strict.
something we've been talking about topics, and before I go to Gary, I think we'll definitely have to do a Microstars episode, won't we? A proper just delve right into Microstars, because that is, I've noticed quite a few people that have joined our group that obviously are a bit younger than me. They got into it when Microstars was around, so in their eyes, Microstars is their favourite figures. So yeah, we'll definitely do a deep dive into that one eventually.
Yeah, sounds good. For me, it's I'm very conflicted because sometimes if you was to sort of pin me down to an answer, one week I might say Microstars is my favourite part of my collection. The next it'll be the Pro Stars or the Headliners. But I've always sort of deliberately kept the three separate. I.e.,
Yeah.
I don't have many Pro Stars from after Microstars launched, and obviously Pro
Yeah.
Stars replaced Headliners. So all three sections have got quite a important part of my collection because they're all a little bit unique.
Yeah, mate. Cool. Yeah, good. I look forward to talking about the Microstars at some point. And yeah, same question to you. What was your favourite pieces that you got, like figure-wise, from 2025, and your favourite Corinthian moment?
Yeah. Moment is the favourite Corinthian moment is it has to be when I got the Thierry Henry Arsenal keyring. No. That has to be
Yeah.
the convention. The convention.
No.
But to be honest, we need to do a pod about the convention. So we're not going to talk about any Corinthians, any convention stuff. But
Convention.
it was
Yeah.
bloody awesome. And then talking about it, it just makes your hairs go. So we'll have a one about that because it was such an amazing 48, however many hours. It was just incredible. But anyway,
It was the whole
talking
weekend,
about
wasn't it? It was
figures.
the whole weekend. It wasn't even just the day. It was the whole weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was about 6 months planning it, but yeah. Anyway, going back to the figures, yeah. A lot of my stuff this year was repaints from yourself,
Right.
which were obviously the highlights, or one of the highlights. But I think when we got the chance to get a few masters,
Nice.
so yeah, I would say that was my 2025, and that will stay very safe for me. If the kids get anywhere close, they get suplexed out. So
Yeah, big daddy splash on them to get them clear. Is that the first
Yeah.
master model you've got?
yeah, yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Have
I've
you
kept
ever
anyway.
had the opportunity to get one before? Have
Have I?
you ever had the opportunity to get one before? Yeah.
Well, I've had one and moved it on in the past, but yeah, this one is staying with me forever.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I think the trade set we got. I mean, I've only been back into the collecting like 5 years, but that trade pack we got, and then the opportunity for the master models. That's the first time in 5 years I've been able to be given the opportunity to have a go at some quality figures like that. And I suppose it's because we've built up a good relationship with a lot of people with all the stuff we've done.
Yeah, that's
Going back
right.
To the convention, like, you know, it brought a lot of people together. They enjoyed it. People got to know us, and you know, I suppose it's nice that people recognise the hard work that we do, just trying to keep the community ticking over. So they give us the opportunity to get these decent pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just I just keep looking at it. It's freaking awesome.
So you've got your shirt one side of your bed, and then you've got Stuart Pearce on the other side of your bed. Where did you miss his sleep, Ben?
Who?
There's no space for her. Exactly. She is now called Stuart. So we're going on to mine then. So for 2025, best moment again, the convention. It was just the whole weekend. like Gary said, 6 months of planning. Went in there with Greg. He's been doing it for a few years downstairs, trading cards. We went upstairs, didn't know what to expect, and it just blew our minds. It's just so many. We had about two to two. I think it was between 200 and 300 people turned up. Didn't expect that. Brilliant day. Some of the people we met were just the nicest collectors we could meet. We had conversations about other stuff outside of Corinthians. It was nice to get to know people and who they are, like chatting about families and all sorts. Then we were chatting to the shirt guys. Like you said, there was so much about that day. But one of the best bits for me was the night before, when we all finally met each other for the first time proper in flesh.
In the flesh.
And we were just getting beard up. In the flesh, getting beard up. And then just having a right laugh. And then like Jury and Grocott turning up later. It was just good fun. It was great fun. And then I got to sleep in the same bed with Grocott, so I saw him even more in the flesh. But it was brilliant. It was
definitely one of that. That's definitely, like I say, the highlight, and we'll definitely do a whole episode on that at some point.
Yeah.
But piece-wise, I got... This is before we got the trade pack and before we got those master models we have the opportunity to get. I was lucky enough to be offered a Dennis Irwin master model. And obviously, being a Man U fan, straight away I was like all over that. Because one, Man U, two, Dennis Irwin was, when I started watching back in the 90s, he was my favourite player at the time, so it's a win-win. So that's my favourite piece. But like, I think, you could pick out several pieces we got, like the ones I just mentioned. But my second favourite one was one that Gas sorted me out. I haven't got a light here, have I? This we got at the convention. So, yeah, it's a little bit bad. Basically, it's a negative of Sir Eric Cantona. And it is right at the end of the event, Gary went and got that for me, brought it over, and it just topped off a perfect day. So that was definitely my best picks of 2025. But then 2025 comes to a close. It was New Year's Eve the other day. It's come to a close. So now we're going into 2026. So going forward, is there anything you can think that's right at the top of your list that you want to get next? And have you had any collecting, like New Year's resolutions involving Corinthians or just collecting in general? And I'll start off with, I'll go to Gar this time because I went you last time. I'll start with you, Gar.
Top of my list is just more repaints. I'm really going down something that I'm. Yeah. Honestly, mate, you need to pull your finger out and. No, I'm creating a little something special that I want for myself. So, yeah, get them brushes out, put them in a little bit of white spirit, get them ready. But yes, that is what I'm going for. And yeah, but I'm sure we're going to go down some rabbit holes all the way along the year.
Yeah. And like the other question was, did you have like a New Year's resolution regarding collecting? Was there anything you're going to change, anything to do different this year?
No. Going to be the same stupid person when it comes to, oh yeah, I'll have that. Yeah. Oh God, do you need it? No, but I'll have it. Yeah. I'll probably still be like that.
Good. Right, Dan, then, what's your top of your list to get, and have you got a resolution going forward with your collecting?
I'm definitely into the old 4-packs, so I'm going to pick up not necessarily the United or Liverpool ones, but other ones as they come up and they're a reasonable price. I think I'll pick them off definitely. I have got rid of a lot recently, which I'm pleased about because I've just thought to myself, well, actually, there's certain things I really want, and actually, rather controversially, I still love Pro Stars, but I'm finding myself being far more drawn back to headliners in England Euro 96. A lot. It's such a pull, and I keep going back to old shops in the day. My favourite ones in Enfield, Jennings, and places like that, and just it's such a pull. And getting those sachets from Frank, it was like wow, this entire memory in this box. So, yeah, 4 packs. Looking at the older ones a bit more.
Yeah.
I was knowing my luck though, and that's just the way it is. Obviously, picking up the Aberlando, that's the dream. That's the last one for the goalkeepers for me, and then I've done all the goalkeepers. But repaints as well, Flackers, because you've got plenty of mine as well, sitting nicely in your man cave area. Yeah,
we'll get on then.
So yeah, that's for me. I think is the main focus, and if an exceptional bargain comes up, I'll grab it with 2 hands.
Cool. And Sammy, same to you, Sammy.
Yeah, pretty much similar to what you guys have said, but sort of rolling it all into one. As you know, I collect a bit of everything, so sometimes I can find myself being really like focused on just the micro stars or just the pro stars, and I might miss out on the other bit. So actually, it's a bit of a resolution, but it's to sort of sell before I buy, and actually, you know, kind of be a bit more sensible with the spending, but almost not be too fixated on anything. Just pick things up as and when I see them, because that's actually more fun and more enjoyable when you're getting them maybe at a better price or as a surprise, as opposed to just, you know, pestering, you know, searching eBay and Vinted and checking the group all the time for certain things. And I suppose top of the list, my most, I probably, whether I'll ever see one, I don't know, but my Grail piece probably now remains as the Dreadlocked Larson Microstar.
Nice.
So that would be the sort of thing that if it came available, you just make sure the money's there and you get it when you can. So
why is that a Grail then? Because I'm not obviously up to date with the Microstars. Is that like one of those? Is it like a foreign release one? Is it?
No, it was a regular UK series, but they so obviously a lot of people know the story about Flo and why he's so rare, because obviously certain Chelsea ones got released before he then got pulled and then released as a Rangers player. But the Larson, something similar happened with Larson, but he had dreadlocks, then he shaved his hair, so they stopped production of the dreadlock version and then released him with a skinhead. But there are dreadlock ones out there which I've never had the opportunity, but if the time comes, that'd be an absolute Grail figure now.
Nice.
In what kit is he?
Good to set yourself
Celtic.
Oh, right.
set with dreadlocks. So if anyone's got a Microstar without dreadlocks, send it to me. I will put some dreadlocks on with putty and we'll sell it to Sam for how much they go for?
£6.
£6. Yeah, make some money out of him. But yeah, I mean,
I'll give you a tenner with postage.
For me, same as you lads. Really, I mean, I think I've got everything I want. I'll be on the lookout for master models. If a Man U one pops up that I like, I'll be in the market for it. I'm not desperate for them because, as we've all discussed before, like I think what I've got is good enough. It's nice to add to it, but I'm not fussed about being greedy and wanting all of it. But one of the things that me and Gary have always talked about is the state of our room. So I think this year one of my main focuses is going to be on just how to display it all and display it well. So I think I'm going to be putting a lot of money into possibly, like when I saw Andrew Schofield's Secret Santa video, and you see it set up going around the walls, all purpose built. I was like, that is what I need my room to be like. Like you've got all this quality stuff, and it's just in boxes or on the floor. It'd be lovely to display it. So that's probably my main focus on where I'm going to spend my money this year. But New Year's resolution wise, I've kind of said to myself, because going back to the convention, we had such a good time there, and then I've been to a couple of Comic Cons with my son. I want to start buying more stuff when I'm at these events, rather than just buying it online. When you buy online, it's good. Like we've discussed, you have access to it. It's easy. I get why people do it, but I really like the face-to-face meetings, the picking a piece up. That there's something behind it. Then, so when you've got that nice piece, where did you get that from? Oh, I got it when I went to Liverpool to an event from a bloke called Dave. Let's call him Dave, because Dave goes around everywhere probably selling Corinthians. And I bought it from Dave up in Liverpool, and it'll be a memory to go with that figure, rather than click, oh, saw that, bought it, next, what am I going to get next? And you're just moving on to the next thing straight away as soon as it arrives to the post. So that's what my New Year's resolution was going to be, just to try and buy a bit more in person. But yeah,
Sure.
I mean, I think we've all done well. We've all been lucky this year or last year. Hopefully, we'll be lucky again this year. But on the flip side of luck, you sometimes make a few mistakes. Now, one of the most famous mistakes I know of from us four was when we first got together. I had a rumour that somebody sold off a Gianluca Vialli quite cheap. Does anybody want to own up to that? Silence, Gary.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what happened then, Gary? Explain your story. How did you?
I had it. Got it from WH Smith's. Bought the video. Got the figure with it. Kept it. Had it in its sachet. Kept it lovely. And I can't even remember when it was, but it was before lockdown, so a lot of years ago. And I was going through some figures, and I thought, do you know what? I've got to take the missus out for dinner or something like that. I don't know. I just needed a bit of cash, and I had a look and found Vialli in a sachet and thought, might be worth something. I'll stick it on somewhere for 25 quid. And obviously it sold instantly. And I was buzzing.
Wow.
But
mate, did you?
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, I suppose, was that because you hadn't looked at your collection for a while, so you didn't really know what it was valued at?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Exactly that.
Yeah.
It was just in the loft, and I pulled a random box down, and he was in there. Yeah. Didn't do my research, did I?
I mean, I was the same. I think I've told you guys a story, but I'll tell the listeners a story. When I got back into it 6 years ago, I kind of went in my mum's loft, got all my Corinthians down, completely forgot what was what, so I didn't even know a chaser from a regular one. And I just lined them all up, and I started off with, like, say, Liverpool, did a big selection of Liverpool, put it on eBay. Someone said, oh, mate, you've got it on there for a tenner starting, would you take, like, 20 quid for it? I was like, yeah, if you want. Didn't realise there was an Owen chaser in there. I did the same with Brazil. I had Silvinho and Ronaldo chaser in there, along with a load of other ones. Same again. Oh, mate, would you take 20 odd quid for that one as well? Yeah, that sounds good. £1 a figure. I'm happy with that. I don't know what they're worth. Sold that one. So that was my massive errors. And luckily for me, and it's in a way, it's what got me back into collecting. I had the Man U ones up, and I had the Beckham chaser in there, which is always, like, everyone knows is my favourite figure. And a guy messaged me called James, and he said, you do realise that Beckham figure is worth quite a bit? And he said, I've just had a look at your sales ones. He goes, 2 of the other ones you sold also were something. And I was like, oh, he said, why don't you just pull them? I said, mate, I'm not that sort of person. I sold it, so I've sold it, so I'm just going to, send it on. That's what, I wanted at the time. I was happy with it. Obviously, now I know different, but that's my own doing. But he said, but I did say to him, I said, now you told me about the Beckham one, I'm going to keep that and pull it to one side. And then that's when I just looked at him and thought, do you know what? I don't know if I can let these go, and that's what got me back into it. So it was a big mistake selling them cheap, but I'm glad someone jumped in. James Hart was his name, and he got me back into it. So there was something good came from it in the end.
Yeah.
Sam, any mistakes you made?
Not to those extents, but I suppose I was always quite buying rather than selling, so I haven't really got any sales regrets. Obviously, there's always been figures I've passed up on. In terms of errors, I think I'll always remember being in I think it was called a TJ Hughes up near my nan and granddad's in Liverpool. So that's why some of the northern teams were always quite easy to get for me, because they always had like the Everton ones and Man City and whatever in stock up there. And we were at the till about to buy El Barrett. And I know he's not the rarest figure in the world. He's not like a Graham Stewart, but he's one of the rarer ones. And as the lady scanned it through the till, I realised it was the El Barrett figure in the blister, but it had the Chelsea sponsor and the cause sponsor and Chelsea badge. So it's like a misprint. And me and my dad went, oh, you won't want to play with that one. Put it back on the shelf, and then just got like a regular other figure.
No.
So it just got left. And,
that would have been a good one to have.
Yeah, for the sake of it, would have been what, 2-3 quid or whatever it would have been for a blister back then. We should have just kept it, and because actually, I think we spoke about it on one of the previous episodes where I've got like all my cards in like folders and that, and pretty much that stems from my dad being like the organised fella that he is. That he'd let me rip open the blisters to play with the figures, but he'd sort of sneak off and put the cards neatly away. And he's always said that he should have just brought that and left it unopened, because it would have probably been a bit of a cool figure to have. 30 years later,
Mate, that would have been a quality figure to have, because we'll come on to that in a minute, actually, talking about error figures, because there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan, have you made any errors with the buying and selling?
Well, I think I've told it before, but my most famous one was the Beckham Chaser on eBay. Sold off my collection not long before I got married. Realised a lot later that I had the Beckham Chaser, £3 something on eBay it went for. To this day, even though it's sitting looking at me right now in those brilliant Lego cabinet things from Smith's, it still pains me because it cost me 125 to get it back again. So it still hurts to this day. It still hurts even though I've picked it up again. So yeah, that's my biggest Corinthian mistake by far.
All I've learnt there is don't get married.
She's in the other room. I can laugh at that. Yeah.
Don't speak too loud.
The Beckham Chaser is a constant reminder of my marriage.
What Sam said though, Sam was talking about error figures, the one that he obviously spotted. There are plenty of examples, aren't there? I mean, Dan, have you got any examples in your collection of error figures? Because when we talk about error figures, we're talking that sometimes the badges were misprinted. Sometimes the badges were upside down. Sometimes the sponsor wasn't on. Sometimes the name and number wasn't on. Sometimes they double printed the sponsor or the name on. Sometimes the sponsor's under the armpit. There's loads of things that they did that you thought to yourself, how did that pass the vetting? How did, when the people are looking at it to send it out, how do they think to themselves, oh yeah, that's fine. Clearly they were having an off day. So have you got any pieces, Dan?
Yeah, just 3 quick ones. The often derided Tetley, Alan Shearer, nothing on the front.
Oh,
at
nice.
all.
I like that.
A gift from Tim Griffiths, so thank you, Tim, for that. But printed on the back, so that's one there, which I like.
Yeah.
An ordinary Carrick, great figure of Carrick, until you see that it's got Ferdinand 5 on the back of the shirt, so that's another classic. And one that I think Adam Jury and I did on a Facebook Live last year, the classic DeCanio upside down badge.
Yes.
Series 9. I think it's Series 9. Can't remember which one it was now. Absolutely brilliant. So that's just 3 of many examples, and I do love an error figure.
Mate, every single figure I've seen of DeCanio, the badge is upside down.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's one out there with it the correct way round, and how rare that would be.
Could you imagine? Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
And as for the Carrick one, obviously, Collector Manu, I kind of found out about that, and they told me, because I didn't get the pack originally when it came out. I bought it about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was told that they brought them out, realised their mistake, so then they had to then send out the correct Carrick with the correct number on to everybody that bought a pack. To rectify their error, basically. So you can, like in my collection, I've got all my teams set up, and then where the Carrick one is, there's 2 Carricks. I'll put both of them on display.
Nice.
But yeah, so I mean they've done that a few times, haven't they? They've put the wrong numbers on names on the back. I mean, I've got to hand your bog standard regular Kanchelskis, but then you flip it around in the back and it says it's Steve McManaman number 17. Why?
Mad.
Like, how did that get through? I've got a Stevie Bruce with absolutely nothing on the front. No badge, no sponsor, no nothing. So I like that one. And yeah, I've got a sharpless Nicky Butt.
Nice.
There's plenty of them out there. But have you got any... Yeah, sharpless Nicky Butt. Have you got any, Sam? Have you got any error figures to hand?
A little bit of a difference from me, because I'll be honest, as a collector, they're the sort of things that I would pass on, because they would actually bug me, because they're actual errors and mistakes. But I've picked out two from a collection that I suppose always one that makes me laugh and one that just frustrates me because I think it would be so close to being my favourite figure ever. So I don't know if it really counts as an error because it made release and it's not an error on this figure as such, but it's just an error Corinthian made. I've always laughed at the Series 1 Barthez with the nasty number 6. I mean, I know he wore 16. There's probably room to get the 16 on it, and if you insist, I know he didn't wear number 1, but just give him a number 1 so he looks like a keeper. It's just weird, isn't it? It's just why. And then I decided to dig it out, a little bit of a clue as to what's behind me. This, for me, would be one of my top 10 all-time Pro Stars. I think is a great figure. I love it. The Series 3 Gaza.
Oh, yeah.
Great figure.
And then all they've got to do is put a red number 19 on the back, and they go with that. And that's just painful.
They had an open goal. They had an open goal, and they blaze it wide.
Even just get the number colour correct, because England with red numbers is far better than England with blue, in my opinion. Yeah. So, although they're not the same kind of error, they're just what
I know what you mean, though.
To get to hand, and a couple of things that kind of make me laugh.
But then, I know we've talked about it, so I won't go over it again, but something you're keen on is collecting cards, and there was plenty of errors we talked about in the card episode about the errors they made on the cards. Like the one I always remember is Steven Gerrard, but I think it was spelt with PH, wasn't it? Yeah,
there's that. There's a Frank Lampard that plays for
Frank Lampard,
Chesley. He plays for Chesley, is it, rather than Chelsea? I can't remember how they spelled it. Loads of obviously where the pose doesn't match the picture. So honestly, I mean, God, you could go on for hours and hours with the errors that there are, and obviously there'll be some out there. Like I said about the El Barrett story, people will still have those things in blister as well.
Yeah. Gar, have you got any error figures at your house?
I have.
He's probably getting a beer.
I have Andy Cole with no name or number on the back.
Oh, yes, nice. I like them.
Frank Sinclair, sponsored twice.
Ah.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Sponsored on the twice in the front, yeah.
Arsenal's Ryan Giggs.
Who? Arsenal.
Arsenal's Ryan Giggs.
Oh.
That is a good one.
And my favourite, I've kept it in like a DC collector box. I don't know what, and a massive one as well, the size of that. Del Piero with a Vieri card.
Oh,
Nice.
yes. See, that's good. I like that. And
I remember getting this.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most cleanest blisters I've ever got. And I saw it and I thought, next year, Rodney, we'll be millionaires with this. And I kept it in perfect condition. But, then we found out there was loads of mistakes, so...
Yeah, it could be worse one day, especially in the sense that people come back to this collection, don't they? Like they rejoin it later on, and the amount of people I know through collecting cards, whether it's football cards or me and my son were collecting these DC cards for a while, people love the error stuff because it's very niche, it's very one-off. Because most of the things they've brought out one of 12,000, let's say. So if you can get that one of one almost, that one mistake, a lot of people, could be paying big money for that.
Yeah.
So it could be your Del Boy or Rodney one.
Whee!
But yeah, and there have been loads. We've talked about a few. If anybody watching this has got any errors, because we saw Patrick in our group the other day. He's got some blisters, some Spurs blisters, and some other blisters, and it was nice seeing. I love seeing them in blister still with the error on. Like there was sponsorless ones, there was ones without the badges on and things like that. And he put them up in our groups. If you want to go in our group and have a look, You can find Patrick's post, but we've also, I think we did do a feature post, didn't we, of errors which we want people to keep adding to, because it's always interesting seeing all the errors that Corinthian made and how they just managed to get through the system without being noticed. Always was beyond me. But I think it's always nice when you stumble across one, because some of these I didn't even know about until like one person pulled out the Kanchelskis McManaman, and then that's what gets your brain ticking over and you start looking for them. Because I remember Tim Griffiths a couple of weeks ago started scratching away at one of the Kanchelskis figures because he reckons underneath it's red because they were almost getting ready to be in a Man United kit. So I think a large batch of the Kanchelskis figures, don't go doing it to your perfect figures, anyone, but if you've got a spare battered one, scratch away at it a little bit. And if you've got no love for it and you're not going to be selling it on or collecting it, just have a little scratch and see if it's red underneath. And that was going to be penciled in for being a Man U figure. So yeah, there's plenty. There's loads of mistaken error ones out there. But I don't think there's anything else we need to cover with the mistake ones and errors, is there?
No, there's just so many. There's just so many, aren't there?
There are so many. Like,
yeah,
it'll be nice to see a few if people have got them. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's probably getting towards the end of this episode, because we don't want to waffle on too long. Because there's loads we want to talk about with the convention and things, but we'll definitely have a separate episode for that one. But yeah, 2026. I mean, let's grow this community even more. Let's try and get more people involved. If you join our group, we always say this to people. We've got loads of features that we all do on there.
yes,
that we just want everyone to get involved with. Please come in, join in. It's not about constant buying and selling, because that keeps your collection growing, but it's about the enjoyment you get from it. And then hopefully 2026, we're in talks, us boys plus a few others, of trying to set up another convention, because the first one was so good. There were people that couldn't make it that have said they would love to make the next one if we have another one. So we know that there's desire for it, but it's just there's a lot of wheels in motion to try and get it arranged. But believe you me, we will be trying, won't we, boys? We will definitely be trying to get another one sorted.
absolutely.
All we've got to do is sort out the who, the why, the what, the where, the when, the how. And other than that,
I think the NEC wouldn't be big enough, so we need to go bigger somewhere.
Yeah, maybe we'll tag along with the darts at the Ali Pally next year.
Hey, imagine that.
Yeah.
See, darts. Why did they not make a darts one? They did like flipping. Oh, what did they do? Like they did like all the rugby ones, the American football. They did all these different sports, wrestlers, cricket. A couple of darts players would have been quality.
Yeah. Luke Littler's on stage 1, Dave Rules on stage 2. Like,
Mate, that would be good. And then we could almost have bullseye, and you can have Dave could put something up for offer, and you've got Luke Littler trying to win you a Viali.
oh, mate.
Yeah.
On the fly, that's the best idea ever, isn't it?
Right, we're going to do that, but I don't know if we'll be able to get Luke Littler, but I'll practice dart. We can all practice darts, and we'll have a little dart competition. Well, actually, we'll tell the people that turn up, do you know what, let's put a dartboard at the next one for a laugh, and they can win something. Yes, we're going to do that.
That's got to be an idea, isn't it? You know,
We're going to do that to win some good Corinthians.
Yeah.
Right, lads.
Oh, it's a treble one. Here's a Tetley T figure.
Mate, if they get something bad, we'll definitely give them a booby prize. But do you know what we haven't talked about? Gary's talked about his top. Unfortunately, he's just dropped off. I don't know if he can come back on or not. Dan, it doesn't look like you've got a football top on, does it?
No, rather sillily, I forgot to put one on. However, I did get a lovely football top for Christmas.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry, mate. Yeah, we're just talking to Dan. It's about football tops and that.
I got the Tottenham retro 93 goalkeeper kit, the white one with the zigzags and everything. My wife got it for me for Christmas. Lovely top. Should have worn it tonight, really. Completely forgot. But yeah, got one of them. Well pleased.
Nice. Gary's already talked about his amazing Norwich away to. Sammy, what have you got on?
Well, I'm just recycling. I'm not a shirt collector at all, and I think I wore this the first video I was on. This is just my Milan 93, 94, I think it is. Yeah. My mate got me this for me 30th, and it's been out to Milan. Wore it when I went to the San Siro and that. But yeah, just recycling. I've literally got this. I've got a couple of retro England tops and a couple of retro Chelsea tops, and that's pretty much where I'm at. So wasn't sure whether the memo was wear a shirt or not, so got in from work tonight, dug this out quickly as well as me error figures, and got the kids to bed, and
Good lad.
that's it. Yeah.
Good luck, made the effort. I forgot a shirt, even though I've got loads behind me. I forgot to put a shirt on, but I'll quickly stand up and show you this one. My
Nice.
Italian 90 hoodie. I think it's £7 off Vinted. So that was my Vinted purchase of the year last year. So yeah, that's my Italian 90 one. But look, it's been a pleasure as always. Us lot talking about Corinthians. We will think of new ideas for the next couple of episodes. And if anybody wants to join in, if anybody wants to come on, give us a message, whether it be on YouTube or in our group, you can join in. We're going to start getting the Start Scout sign sale. We want to get you guys involved in that more so we can talk about your picks, or you can come on and talk about your picks. But we'll do both ways. And we've just got plenty of episodes coming up. Me and Tim. Tim helps edit this. Tim's going to come on soon with me, and we're going to talk about customization, repaints and things like that, because we know that's a big thing nowadays for people. So there's loads. There's loads we're going to be talking about. There's loads we're going to be doing. So we've got plenty more episodes in us. But let's just say Happy New Year and
Happy New
goodbye.
Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.